Well, sister, it's been an interesting, busy week, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. And real fans, the movie we are doing today is not the movie we gave clues to on the last podcast, No Way Out, is it, sister?
No, it is not. If you heard our clues from our last podcast, you might have guessed that we were going to rewind Mannequin.
That's right.
Which was a highly requested rewind.
Yeah, it was. It was Kim Cattrall and the guy from one of those 16 Candle type movies.
Oh, yeah.
Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah, Andrew. He was in several.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were looking forward to it. It was one we both liked, but y'all, we couldn't find it anywhere to watch.
Like, we searched high and low.
Yeah, we did. And so we'll probably be getting emails. You could have found it here. You could have found it here. But together, our minds couldn't find it anywhere.
Do you know what they did have, though? The sequel. I was like, I don't want the sequel.
I saw that. I know. Well, today we are rewinding an 80s classic that we have talked about doing, sister. It's an 80s icon type movie. And so today we are rewinding The Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Missy. And this is Real Sisters Rewind.
Join us as we go back to the 80s.
Hey, real fans, welcome back to Real Sisters Rewind, the podcast where two sisters who love great movies rewind back to the films that define the 80s.
If you're new here, we're so glad you found us. And if you've been here with us for a while, you already know we love a good rewind.
That's right. This podcast is for movie lovers who wish films were as good as who wish films were as good now as they were back then. I almost flip-flopped.
You did almost flip-flop it. That would have been wrong because we do wish they were as good now as they were back then. If you are listening to the show and enjoying it, take a second to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating, and write us a review.
Yeah, those 5-star ratings are super helpful and important and help other people find our show.
Yes.
After you write that review, screenshot it and email it to hello@realsistersrewind.com, and we'll send you a Real Sisters sticker.
All right, real fans, let's rewind back to the spring of 1987.
The Secret of My Success was released on April 10th, 1987. We don't get a lot of April releases, sister.
Yeah, I know. And I was 18. Mm-hmm. You would have been then about 11 or 12, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Did you see it in the theater?
You know, I think I probably did just because that's what we did.
Yeah.
The only thing is it was my freshman year in college. I mean, if I saw it soon, right? But I'm not sure if it was soon as in by the time it came out on VHS, which still was not like it was now. But in other words, it wasn't one I saw in the 90s. I would have seen it when it came out if I didn't see it in the theater. Now, what about you?
I definitely saw it in the theater. I remember seeing it.
Oh, you did? You could have seen it in the theater at 11, huh?
I did. I don't know if an adult took, I don't know, like if someone took us.
So you don't
which
remember
could very well be because it's the
Yeah.
kind of movie that like your mom would totally go see.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't remember who took me, but I definitely saw it in the theater. And part of the reason, like, I loved Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, true.
And I don't know. I think there was like a sort of a family vibe around him because of Family Ties and
Back to the
Future. And yeah. So he was a real draw.
Yeah, he was. But I don't remember the first time I saw it. So there you go.
It wasn't etched in stone in your heart.
No, it wasn't. So how about a little pop culture rewind?
Okay. The number one song in the United States on April 10th. Oh my gosh, I have such a vivid memory of this song. April 10th, 1987 was Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now by Starship. let me tell
Nothing's
you.
gonna stop us
Whoa, whoa.
now.
I believe
Okay.
that during that year, I did not love that song.
No, I
And
didn't either. I don't really even remember it much, but
yeah, but do you remember on New Year's Eve, New Year's Rockin' Eve,
of course.
I don't mean the TV show, I mean the New Year's Eve countdown on the radio, where
Yes.
they would list like the 100 top songs of the year.
Yes. And at this time, I was still trying to catch it on my cassette
Sure, still
tape.
get a quick recording of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, of course.
I have something funny to say about that too. Um, this song was number one, and I was pretty disappointed because I didn't like it. And so I was like, why is this the number one song of the year? Like, I was really disappointed.
That's so
I
funny.
remember vividly. We were still living in our old house. I remember like the whole scene.
That's
And
funny because I actually remember when I was in 6th grade, I was at Carol Thompson's house and we were listening to the, top 40 of the year. What was it called? You just said it. The
I think it was like the top 100 for the
top
year.
100. And the number one song was Mama Maya Sharona.
And you were like, why?
Yeah, I'm like, why not Some Say Love?
Right.
Like, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
That's funny that we both have a memory of that
And
from
I was
different
probably
years.
No, I wasn't in 6th grade. That's not right. I was like in 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about TV.
Well,
If it's Cosby Show, skip it.
we can skip it then. But I did have something I wanted to talk about. It really could be a do you remember, but whenever I was looking at the TV guide listings, there was a listing on NBC it was Our House. And there was also Jesus of Nazareth was going on this time because it makes sense. April, it was
Easter.
Probably Easter. Do you know that Jesus of Nazareth, which is like one of the most famous ones, that Jesus is never shown blinking his eyes?
Yes, I know.
Have we said that even on the podcast?
No.
Maybe? No?
No,
Okay.
but I just knew that.
He's not shown. But it made me think when I saw Our House next to it about Little House on the Prairie, which I'm sure we've talked about on the podcast before. It was one of your favorites.
To this day.
They are bringing it back.
I know.
They are making
better not
a
mess
new
it up or I'm going to be
series.
pissed.
What if it is fantastic?
It better
What if
be.
it's like what is that? Tyler Sheridan, 1923.
Yeah.
What if it's like
they better not
that
mess it up
meets
with some shenanigans.
Ma and Pa Ingalls. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'll be so happy because I think it is, first of all, the books, like I know it's a huge joke because I was obsessed with it as a child.
You were obsessed with that and with Annie. Those were your two big obsessions.
I know I was, but those books that she wrote, like about their real life at that time, are absolute treasures. I mean, that's to me better than a history book because it's their real life. And then
it told through stories.
Yeah. And
right?
then the TV shows were just so beautiful. And if they mess those up, hell have no fury.
Yeah. Well, I was watching a podcast this week because there's nothing on the TV right now.
What do you mean you were watching a podcast?
I like to watch them on YouTube.
Oh,
I like to watch them.
And they're on Netflix now, by the way.
I know there are some, but
do you think we can get Real Sisters on Netflix?
Let's start a campaign, Real Fans. Real Sisters on Netflix. Real Sisters.
We'd have to start dressing a little better.
For sure. By the way, as we started, I told Amanda, don't use any clips from this podcast because I look horrible. I had a skin pin done at the dermatologist, so I look.
And she's still stunning.
No, it's the Zoom filters. And they don't even make stunning. They just cover up the red. But that's Sweet Sister. But anyway, what I was saying is I was watching this guy on a podcast, and he was talking. Oh, I know who it was. It was Theo Vaughn. And the title of it was Theo Vaughn Talks to an Amish Man. Amish boy. And so Theo Vaughn, at one of his concerts, some Amish kids came to one of his concerts. I guess he does a comedy show.
Yeah.
And this Amish kid they got his picture. Theo's got his hat on. I guess Theo said, "Come be on my show." So he's asking him all these questions about being an Amish kid.
I have to see this.
Oh, it's really entertaining. I'm not quite through with it, but he's like, "Is being Amish anything like being on Little House on the Prairie?" And the kid's like, "Oh, I'm not sure what that is." And then he's like, I'm a grown man. I hate to say it, so maybe I'll just say it about Miss Ingalls, but she was beautiful. But if you saw Mary, I mean, I know she's a young girl, but I do think she's beautiful. I guess because all of, the Epstein stuff is out in the news and stuff. He was like, I don't want to say that I think a young girl is beautiful. He was like, but would she crank your tractor? And anyway, it just made me think, and he's the one who I heard say they are doing the remake. I hadn't heard that.
But the Amish people didn't know about Little House on the Prairie, did they?
No, I mean, this kid did.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he read the book.
He's he's one of the new age Amish folks. Like they went to a Theo Von concert. So, but he still very much lives it and is proud to be. And we spent way too long on nothing for TV, but it was also fun to
Wait, I want to say this though about Our House and Jesus of Nazareth. Two things. One, Our House had Marlena from Days of Our Lives on it.
What is Our House?
It had the Wilford Brimley, the diabetes man.
Oh,
it had Marlena, and it had Brenda from 90210.
Okay, I remember something about
and they like lived with the grandpa or something.
They lived with the grandpa.
He had gotten a divorce or the dad had died or something, and they had to move in.
Now, did he really have, and as who would it, was it a grandmother or a mom that would say diabetes?
It was Wilford Brimley. He did a diabetes commercial.
Oh, he did? But
he did also
diabetes,
the
right?
commercials.
Diabetes?
I don't know if he did or not, but he sure talked about it.
Oh, okay.
And then Jesus of Nazareth. Okay, this could really be a Do You Remember? Because I used to love, and this is, of course, during the time when we could not just watch whatever we wanted whenever we wanted.
Right, true.
Things would come on TV according to the season.
Yeah.
Jesus of Nazareth, perfect example.
Yeah.
Because of Easter, you would also get there'd be a time when you'd get the 10 Commandments.
Yes.
Then there was also, of course, this isn't biblical, but there's also a time of year you would get The Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Every year you would get Annie.
Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard of Oz always.
And you would watch it.
And you know what? And it brought the whole family together. I think now we all have so many choices that everybody's just kind of watching their own thing.
Yeah, people are like, I don't really want to watch that.
Yeah.
I can watch it whenever I want.
Yeah.
But we would watch it because that was our only opportunity.
That was what was on. And you literally saw the Wizard of Oz or whatever once a year.
But I remember the 10 Commandments, and I remember them finding Moses in the basket, and I don't know.
I used to love that.
I used to love it.
I think there's a new show coming with who's the girl that was in Good Will Hunting?
Minnie Driver.
Yes,
about the women. It's about about 4 or 5 of the women in the Old Testament.
Yeah, and I think she's maybe Moses' mama.
She's gonna be Sarah.
Oh, is she?
There's Sarah, Rachel,
watch
Leah.
That because I like her. I wonder if she is a woman of faith. Because, a lot of those faith-based series, the people who are on them are women
I hope
of faith.
she is.
I hope she is, too.
Those people need to get their lives together.
There are a lot of people in Hollywood who do. All right, what's on cover of People magazine?
Oh, my gosh, Ted Danson. And he doesn't really look that good, y'all. I'm just going to tell you.
I've never thought he was handsome.
He really doesn't look good. Cheers, Ted Danson. Diane's bizarre exit puts TV's lover boy back in action. So I guess what's her face had left.
Shelley
Long.
That's one person people have told me I look like.
I know that you look like, which you don't see. I could see it. I could somewhat see it.
We got Madonna kissing somebody on the cover. Is that Sean Penn?
I can't tell who that is. It kind of looks
Allen.
like Pee Wee Herman. Woody Allen?
Not Woody Allen. The guy, Annette Benning's husband, Warren Beatty. I think it's Warren Beatty. I think
no, it's definitely not.
I mean, not because they were a thing, but because they were a part of the movie. Why do they have her on the cover with
it just says Hollywood's new morality. Kiss the movie, kiss goodbye.
Fine by me. I do not like a bunch of slop and kissing.
And there's
on
a
Men
Men of the Real Platoon article. You wouldn't be interested in that.
No, I wouldn't. Did you like the movie Platoon?
I've never seen it. We've talked
me
about
either.
that.
Okay, good. All right, well, let's go into Do You Remember,
Ooh,
sister?
got such a
What
good
do
one.
you have? Okay, good.
Okay, so it's going to take you a second for this to register because
here
I
we
know
go.
my sister. Do you remember being bored?
I remember it from yesterday. Yeah, I mean, I still get bored.
Okay, but our kids don't get bored anymore. When we were kids, how often would we go to our parents and be like, I'm bored, I'm bored. And out of that boredom was born calling your friends to find somebody to play with. You might end up playing with your best friend. You might end up playing with like number 10 on your list and becoming really good friends.
Yeah, it might be that somebody would give you the family video camera like we did you, and
you could make exercise videos.
Exercise videos.
You might go play on the dirt hill. You might go build a fort. You might go ride your bike. You might
go ride the big gas
yeah
container outside your grandmother's house like
a horse.
You would climb up on that big, what kind of gas is that?
Like when you have gas and it's like for your house.
I know, but if there's a specific
butane
pump.
You might decide you're going to get your art supplies out and you're going to do some art. Our children do not of this day and time. And I really think it started. Okay. So remember when we were little and you had your Saturday morning cartoons, you would pitch a tent because you had your Saturday, but when Saturday morning cartoons were over, you were done. Like you got to get up and go. Like you got to do something.
Right.
It's really like when your kids were little is when this phenomenon, I think, started and has only gotten worse because what happened is we had 24/7 children's TV, right?
Yeah.
They could watch TV 24/7. It was children's programming.
Right.
Whatever, get sick enough of it. But now we have screens that are portable. And not only is it dedicated to like children's TV, but even like things dedicated for babies. And so there's no boredom. There's no, I'm sitting at a restaurant and I'm bored. I have to figure out something. I'm going to play tic-tac-toe with the person beside me.
True.
We don't have children, and I'm sad about it because when I was thinking about this, I was like, I mean, really, if I was bored, I might be bored enough to go pull out one of the old Sweet Valley High books and read
actually
a Sweet Valley High. But now nobody's bored.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you can just go scroll on your phone.
Although I get bored some.
I
don't have much time to get bored, but like, I guess I'm in a stage right now. Right now, I'm just bored with TV. Like, there's just nothing good coming out. Right. There's, no good crime dramas.
I'm talking more about our kids. Kids don't get bored like they used to.
Yeah, that's true.
And it makes me really sad because it's taken away a lot of their like critical thinking and creativity.
Imagination. Yeah. Very good. Very good. That's a good one. So mine's not nearly as profound. Mine is, sister, do you remember Spiegel catalogs?
I sure do. It was a big deal.
It was a big deal. They say that it was like the first Amazon. Although I think Sears and Roebuck's was the first Amazon, but that they kind of attribute Spiegel magazine to being the first Amazon. It was published in 1988. And so, in 1888. So in 1988, it was 99 years old. Wow. And they always had the prettiest look. I put a picture there in our research for you to look at of the girl.
I remember it was always like a really, in the moment, like.
It would have been considered today bougie, what we would consider bougie.
Yeah, that's a good word.
Yeah, but I remember waiting for it to come out. And for some reason.
Did you get Spiegel?
Yeah, we got Spiegel.
Oh, I don't remember us getting Spiegel.
Eventually, but I remember this exact catalog.
Stop it
like
right
this
now.
One. And so, and it makes sense.
You were like, if I could only get my lips to look like that and my eye makeup.
Probably.
I when I was scrolling on this, I thought that was for a second. I thought it was Brooke Shields.
It does look a lot like Brooke Shields.
That's the look they were going for.
I'm sure it was like, let's find somebody who looks like Brooke Shields.
Yeah.
And they did. They accomplished it.
They did, for sure. All right, let's get into our movie.
Okay. Well, the person who wrote the movie is Jim Cash. Actually, it's a duo, Jim Cash and Jack Epps Jr. And these guys met in college.
Cute.
And began writing, and they wrote Secret of My Success, they wrote Top Gun, they wrote Top Gun Maverick, and some other ones in there, like
Top Gun Maverick?
Yeah, so they are obviously, had been writing in more recent times, but they actually were inspired to write this based on some experiences they had heard that Steven Spielberg had had. Because when he first got into Hollywood, he snuck onto the Universal Studios lot. He was like really young, and he began using an empty office as if it was his own production office. And so Brantley Foster is actually based on that.
Oh, that's funny. That was a smart idea. It worked out for him.
It was.
So, Herbert Ross, I guess Herbert. I think you say it Herbert Ross.
It's Herbert, yeah.
Yeah. Directed the movie. He also directed Goodbye Girl, Steel Magnolias, and Footloose. And remember in Steel Magnolias, he was hard on those ladies.
Yes,
remember?
He was.
Like they did not love, I don't know if it's they didn't love him. Maybe they felt like he got good work out of them, but they definitely talked a lot about, like he was hard.
Well, it's so funny when I saw his name, I was like, Herbert Ross. And then I was like, oh, he did some movies that we really loved. So
definitely. Yeah. Those are high up there.
They are high up there. So our main stars, of course, Michael J. Fox plays Brantley Foster and Carlton Whitfield when he is like posing as the new hire. And then Helen Slater stars as Christy Willis.
I thought that was Princess Diana's coming out role.
I know. She looks a lot like her.
What was happening?
I know. Actually, and I don't know if you remember this girl, Christy McNichol. She was in... Oh, you do? Okay, well, then I won't go on about her. I really liked her when I was younger. She had a TV show that she played the little sister, and I just really liked Christy McNichol. And that was the original choice of Herbert Ross. But she was fired 2 weeks before the filming. Are you ready for this? Because of fears she might be difficult to work with. Ready for this? Due to her bipolar disorder.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, you could not get away with saying something like that in this day and age.
You don't think?
No, you do not. No, because it's a medical condition. Like, first of all...
Yeah, but if she wasn't taking her medicine.
Maybe, but you couldn't say, we're afraid you're going to be difficult to work with because you have bipolar disorder.
You're right.
I mean, that stood out to me when I was doing the research.
That's like a really 80s.
Yeah, like you could never say that now.
It's true. Well, Richard Jordan is Howard Prescott.
Uncle, right? Uncle Howard.
Uncle Howard. And I have something really funny to say about that. Margaret Whitten as Vera Prescott, Aunt Vera. John Pankow as Fred Melrose.
A good cast. I mean,
yeah,
solid.
It was a good cast.
Yeah. The rating was PG-13, which Amanda broke the rules when she went as an 11-year-old.
I should have been arrested.
And the runtime was 1 hour, 50 minutes. And I have to say, sister, I clicked the pause button to see how much time was left, and there were about 23 minutes left. It's beyond the sweet spot.
We needed like 10 minutes shaved off, 10, 15 minutes.
We needed 15 to 20 minutes shaved off, I think.
What were the box office numbers? Well, I will tell you. About 110 million worldwide on a budget of 12 million. Not too shabby.
So they made some bucks. I know when I was reading, they did a lot of filming and location around New York. I think it was something like 27 or either 17. I know that's a big difference, but it was something like that where they had filmed on site. And we know, we love to tell you about nominations and awards. Believe it or not, the movie had one Academy Award nomination. It was for the Best Original Song in 1988 by Knight Rider, The Secret
No,
of
girl,
My
Night
Success.
Ranger.
Night Ranger. My sister-in-law Lisa right now is on her walk and she's laughing because I got that wrong. She was teasing me because on one of our episodes I called the guy from Star Trek Spark and you corrected me and said Spock. As you always say, sister, come here for the facts. Come here for the real deal.
This is where, if you want the facts, this is where you should come. And you probably won't get the facts in the current episode, but we'll round back to it at some point.
Yeah.
Get that right. All right, real fans. Oh wait, did they win the award? They were just nominated.
They were just nominated. I don't know who won though.
The Secret of My Success. There were some super cheesy songs in this movie.
Yeah, there were.
Super cheesy.
For sure.
All right, let's climb the ladder to ambition.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So I'm just going to say what do you call it? A warning label here.
Okay.
There were some shenanigans in this movie that had to do with like business stuff that I don't 100% understand. But so as we do our retail today, we're like, that's not the focus anyway. We care about the love story. We care about the humor. Like we're not going to go too detailed into the
great
business transaction shenanigans because I didn't really understand all that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But I will say the 80s opening is like, this opening is so very 80s.
Spot on. Yes, I agree.
Such a cheesy 80s music song playing, and it is a montage of Michael J. Fox talking to his parents out in the country in Kansas, leaving the farm, mixed with scenes of him arriving in New York.
I have to say, the first part of this movie was my favorite part. I could have really watched him make the transition there, and then I could have said, that's enough.
But except for the fact that he's super cute. Like any scene with Michael J. Fox, I'm in because he's so very entertaining.
Yeah.
But you would think when he got to New York, he'd never seen a girl. Like he saw those girls on the street and the expression on his face, I was like, you've seen a girl. You've been to college. Like you're okay. You're okay. They're not that great.
I guess they were just really overemphasizing the on a farm.
I guess.
Brantley on a farm.
But I have to say, another thing that I really loved about that time period were boys' preppy haircuts. And he had a very preppy haircut that I loved in this movie.
He was so super cute. I actually read this is a kind of one of the first yuppie movies, and then yuppie movies became quite a thing in the 80s, like with these like young folks who were
climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I will say one other thing about and I wondered if you noticed this when you were watching the montage of it coming on, is that the score and all of the music was done by David Foster. You know who that is? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he
so
he also did St. Elmo's Fire, and apparently
he lost his touch.
Musical ear. No, but they say it mirrored a lot of the music from St. Elmo's Fire.
In what world? Because
I don't know, but I'm
just gonna say
it was like they were trying to make up 80s pop songs,
right?
But they weren't.
Also,
it really annoyed me throughout the movie.
Going from St. Elmo's Fire to that, I wouldn't want to tell people.
Well,
because it was a major collapse.
There was a little article I read about
that. Is hysterical.
Yeah.
I feel like he lost his touch.
But before he goes off, his mom tells him to be sure and reach out if he needs anything to Uncle Howard.
Yes. And then it's so funny because she goes into like how it's real his Uncle Howard. It's like through it's not like a direct line. I mean, it is, but it's not. It's really funny. Okay, so he gets to New York. Also thought it was really funny that his apartment in New York is like so tiny and it's awful. Like
it's awful.
It's awful. And I was like, that tracks.
Do you think? Because I was like, that's such an over-exaggeration.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Especially during that time period, I think that probably tracks. I don't know if it would have all that junk in it, but it was.
The size wasn't what I was like. That's over the top. I believe you could have an apartment that's small, but
yeah,
you're not going to move into an apartment and it'd be like that. Not that, but you know what? Who knows?
If you don't have any money, you sure might. Well, he goes to. Because he wasn't just going there to find a job. Like, because this reminded me of Cocktail in the beginning when Tom Cruise is going to do all the interviews before he ends up. I was thinking of that. But Tom Cruise didn't have a job. He did. He had a job.
Right.
And he gets to his job. He's all excited, ready to start. And they're like, you're fired. The company's been bought out, been taken over.
Wasn't it a hostile takeover?
Yeah, a hostile takeover. You're out. And so he's like, starts going to all these interviews. He can't get a job because he doesn't have experience. And he's like, well, how am I supposed to get experience if I can't get a job? And, all the usual things. And he's like basically begging and it's just not happening. So finally he does reach out and he calls his, or he doesn't call, he goes to his uncle's office.
Yes. Because his mom had prepared him if he needed somebody. Isn't it good to know that you've got family and friends if you go somewhere if you're somewhere like, I can reach out to so-and-so.
Yes.
It's a good feeling.
He gets there and I got so tickled when I heard his voice, Uncle Howard's voice. I thought it was Daddy Warbucks.
Same. I did too.
Like I had written in my notes, because you couldn't see him at first, y'all, if you've never seen this. You just hear his voice yelling. And I literally typed, oh my gosh, it's going to be Daddy Warbucks.
Yes.
It was literally Daddy Warbucks' voice. And then when I saw Richard Jordan, I was like, oh, that's not Daddy Warbucks. But it sounded like Daddy Warbucks the whole entire time.
Yeah.
It was very the weirdest thing.
Familiar, the cadence, the tone, all of it.
Yes. Anyway, he runs the Penrose Corporation, and he ends up giving MJ Fox a job in the mailroom. He's like, you can start in the mailroom. And he's like, fine, that's fine. I don't mind.
While he's there, though, he sees that beautiful girl.
Oh my gosh, this is another
looks like Princess Diana, except she looks a little more
American.
Well, I was thinking a little more
tall,
staunch,
tower-esque.
No, I'm thinking of not a positive word. Like a princess I want to be. Like she's so her hair and stuff is so rigid and
like
she's
so
professional. Yes.
Harsh.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when he sees her at the water fountain again, I'm like, the face he makes, I'm like, he's breaking out into a sweat. Like he's got to calm down over seeing girls. Like this is kind of weird. Like it is weird. Because we know he's been to college. Like, this was weird. But he literally, his face was I felt like it was a Back to the Future moment. Like, when he saw his mom for the first time or something.
Yeah.
And he was going to pass out. It was a similar face to that. But he does see her, and he's like,
Back to the Future mom. Moment when he sees his mom. But yes, I get it. Yeah.
But anyway, so he starts working in the mailroom. He gets a friend there that's showing him the ropes. Who is that guy, Missy? The guy that's showing him the ropes. He's got the little ponytail. He's from something else.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I got to figure it out because he's definitely in other stuff. Like maybe
But
some
wait, you didn't say anything about the music that was happening when he was finding, you thought you were about to get a Billy Ocean song.
I mean, the music throughout the whole thing was atrocious. I don't know. I mean, it was like constant.
But you did think like, okay, here we go. Maybe a little
it did.
Caribbean
It totally
Queen.
sounded like a Billy Ocean song when she was at the water fountain.
Yes.
But it definitely was not real fans.
No,
it was something that they just drummed up on the side, apparently. That what's his name was like, this will be perfect.
I mean,
and let me tell you, it was no San Almost Fire.
Well, I mean, they did make it on a budget of $12 million, which
they sure did, and they
really
did also
was pretty low.
Yeah, you're right. Well,
I mean, $12 million for a movie is not that high.
Well, it shows. They must not have paid him very much
Yeah,
for
they
his
didn't
music.
put it. Maybe this was one of his breakout.
So, anyway, while he's working in the mailroom, he gets called to drive. He doesn't know exactly who this is that he's driving, but he knows it's somebody important, like somebody's wife high up in the company. He's got to drive her in the company limo out to her country home. And
she reminds me so much of Sigourney Weaver.
So much of Sigourney Weaver in Working Woman.
Yes, exactly.
Also but a cross with Joanna's mom from Overboard.
Yes. Good connect.
Very harsh and like, what was the word you said when you like when you were talking about climbing the ladder in the 80s? Like, what was the word? You said that people like, not chic, but you were talking about the magazine Spiegel, about how people they started making movies about people that
yuppies?
That's what she looks like to me. A yuppie.
Okay.
I
think of yuppies as much younger.
Well,
yuppies
I think of her, this one say, as an older version. Like the older version of a yuppie. Because she wasn't like classic money.
No, she wasn't. And you know what? I look at her and I thought she is old. And for sure, she was probably younger than me when that movie was made.
And just
looked
like at the time, I guess they were like, this lady is hot.
I guess. Because he was so cute and she was so not, yeah.
But they were making her out to be like she was the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah. So he's taking her back to the country house, right?
Yes, and she's already like putting the moves on him because she thinks he's cute.
But you know why? It's because she had a really bad day and she was saying things about her husband, and he said something nice to her.
He said something nice.
As soon as he said something nice to her, like, "Oh, come on, you're beautiful," or whatever, it's like,
yeah.
Oh,
she latched on. And also because she knew her husband was cheating on her.
Yes.
That's what it was.
It was so 80s and how it came about. Like, he said the nice thing, and then all of a sudden, it really could have been that music that I was just singing. Like,
well, they have that music in the movie.
Oh, do they? But she's got her pantyhose on.
I know,
and
girl.
She takes her foot out of her pump. And
she's
like
a cougar,
rubbing her pantyhose foot on her calf.
So gross.
Yep.
She's
so anyway,
totally
what happens when they get to
the house and she's like, "Oh,
she's all worked up. She is all worked up."
She's like, "Do you want a drink? Come and stay." She calls the company and lets them know the driver's going to be staying for a while to work on her yard. Next thing you know, they're going for a dip in the pool, which was hilarious because he like dives in, but she does like this perfect like Olympic dive into the pool, like back dive. It was so funny. Because she is in really good shape, I will say.
Yes, yeah.
And they end up, I mean, we don't see it, but she keeps on and on with him. And next thing we know, they're in the pool house in their robes and
a little afterglow. We'll just call it that. How about that?
Yeah, they don't show it, but you get the vibe. Anyway, long story short, we find out that she is Howard's wife. And so he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're Aunt Vera." And she's like,
he just slept with his aunt.
And she's like, "Oh my gosh. So they have this whole like awakening that
Yes.
she is his Aunt Vera. By the way, I do have to back up because I forgot to mention this. When she's in the car getting the hots for him, putting her perfume and all that, she's got a lot of shenanigans going on in the car, including she starts smoking in the car.
Smoking it up.
And it's like blowing over his shoulder. I'm like, could you
And
think
I had that
worse?
exact thought. I was like, do you think that's supposed to turn him on? Like,
it's disgusting.
Just cigarette smoke. I cannot stand it.
It's the worst.
Oh.
Cigarette smoke, if we were doing an algebraic equation, cigarette smoke would be equivalent to a migraine headache.
Oh, yeah.
Like without fail, period.
And
I can't handle it.
The idea of kissing someone who's been smoking is like put your face in an ashtray. I don't even like to talk close to someone who's been smoking a cigarette.
It's awful.
It is.
Okay, so now I'm going to kind of move into where, like I said, I'm not going to talk a lot of business shenanigans.
Right.
But long story short, what ends up happening while he's working in the mailroom is he finds an empty office.
Yes.
And he knows he's got some great ideas for this company. So he decides he's going to play role of both mailman and a new identity of Carlton Whitfield in this office. And so he's going to come do his mailroom duties, but he's also going to sneak upstairs, change clothes, sneak upstairs.
Changing clothes in the elevator.
Yeah, gets a secretary and everything.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because she catches him changing his clothes and she is just like, what in the world? Like, it's really funny.
It definitely gave me working girl vibes.
Oh, yeah.
The whole movie gave me working girl vibes.
Yeah, that's true. It's totally true. So anyway, Howard is completely oblivious to this whole situation. And so he continues doing this back and forth work. And while he's doing this back and forth work, he also gets to know the Princess Diana lookalike a little bit better, whose name is Christy.
Yes.
What are you laughing about?
Just because she is a Princess Diana lookalike.
There's a couple of times where it's really bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, he gets to know her better. And they kind of hit it off. I mean, they really hit it off, actually.
And we also need to say that Princess Diana lookalike is having he's having an affair with Uncle Howard.
That's what I was just about to say.
Oh, I do have this tidbit from my research. The original script was written not that she worked with Uncle Howard at corporate, but that she was Uncle Howard's like prostitute on the side for money anytime he wanted it. And they did a whole rewrite of the movie.
I wonder if Michael J. Fox was still going to end up with her.
Yeah, it was still.
He was going to end up with the.
Yeah, I guess it was Pretty Woman.
Very Pretty Woman.
Pretty Woman, yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Continue.
No, that's a great tidbit. I don't think it would have worked as well in this situation as like a Pretty Woman story.
I agree.
But I'm picking up what they're putting down.
Yeah.
So they are. I was going to say another little addition to the music. They do have in this part a Walking on Sunshine. Montage.
Sunshine. It's so good, sister.
It's placed perfectly.
Yes.
This was an excellent song choice. It really shows the like shenanigans, but how much he enjoys it because he's getting the opportunity to like have this role in this company that he's always wanted because he's like walking around like he's just one of the guys and everybody just
it's like
acts like they know
looking it up like how you doing good morning
good morning and
people can you bring me a coffee totally. Oh great, loved the meeting
yes
like who is this guy
100%. But all the while he's like infiltrating and getting information and like getting his own ideas
because he's got the mail route within the building. He's got intel.
Yes, he's got intel. And so that's when I'm just going to kind of go into where we really get to the nitty gritty is when we get to the big weekend retreat.
Right.
And at the weekend retreat, at this point, Christy has, like, I think she's told him no, because like she had told, when I say him, I mean Uncle Howard.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you need to leave your wife. And he's like, I'm not going to. And so she's done with him.
Right.
Well, he's still trying to hit on her and like make things happen at this weekend retreat. And in fact, he talks to Brantley and says, Brantley, I want you to keep an eye on Christy for me this weekend because we're going to be out at the weekend retreat. And no, I'm sorry. I take that back. First, he's supposed to keep on an eye on Aunt Vera. He's supposed to like stay close to Aunt Vera so that Howard can have time with Christy.
Yes.
But it's not working out so much.
No, it isn't.
Because she doesn't not having it with him. So at the retreat, he ends up hearing, quote unquote, that the other guy, which is Whitfield, has been hanging around Christy. And so he's like, he doesn't know that Whitfield is Brantley. And so he's like, oh my gosh, he's putting the moves on my girl. So he tells him,
oh, my not prostitute.
Right. He tells Brantley, don't worry about Aunt Vera. She's fine. You need to stick close to Christy. I need to make sure this Whitfield doesn't make a move on her. He's like, sure, no problem. So they have fun hanging out and doing their thing. And during this time, he starts making friends, and Aunt Vera's introducing him also
to all the bigwigs.
All the bigwigs.
Oh, yeah.
All these old men. And they're all just like, yeah, like it's got music over it, so we don't hear any of the words. We just hear like the da da da.
They're wheeling and dealing. They're making connections.
He's wheeling and dealing.
Oh yeah.
And we just see him like talking, and like he looks really confident, and all the old men around him are like shaking their heads, and they're like, yeah.
Yeah, we're thinking you're a great little chap. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So it ends up, the weekend closes out, and we gather from that he's made a good impression on these people and that he and Christy are getting closer. About this time, Christy finds out, everything comes out, that he is Brantley and Whitfield.
Yep.
Like the jig is up. And so
the word is out.
So that makes Christy really mad, and it makes Brantley get fired because he was impersonating, and pretending to be somebody else. They get rid of him. They're both fired, and Christy's furious at him. Well, we see them leave. The next thing is a great, what's it called? Like traditional 80s ending.
Oh, yeah.
They're in the boardroom.
Again, very working girlish.
They're having the hostile takeover. It's Uncle Howard with the other guy at the end of the table and all their people, when all of a sudden Brantley and Christy walk in and they're just like regular street clothes, nothing fancy. And they're like, stop the takeover. We're here with a better idea. And they like set forth this whole plan. They like start passing out all these copies of their plan, and ends up that Aunt Vera has done some wheeling and dealing to the point where she
all the guys that we saw at the country at the weekend.
They're all there, the financiers, and she actually owns like 51% of the company, because the only way Howard has this job is through her family. Her father started the company. So she fires Howard, and Christy and Brantley are suddenly at the helm, and they end up taking over the other guy's company.
And now they're true love.
And they smooch at the table, and it's just like a true love.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a perfect 80s ending. And we don't really know what happens after that.
Well, it's an attempt at a perfect 80s ending, but not completely. I will say they did have plans for a sequel.
Oh, boy.
That was never made.
Thank goodness.
I know. One thing also, and it may be one reason why the budget was smaller than normal, is they made this film in 58 days. They started filming on June 4th of 86, and they wrapped on August 1st.
Wow.
And they were doing it. Can you guess why they had such tight window?
Family Ties?
Yep. It was that he was off from filming Family Ties, and so they had to get it in. And actually, he started the very next day when they finished this film with the 5th season of Family Ties.
Interesting.
So, sister, what do you think? Does it measure up?
Probably not. I mean,
yeah, agreed.
It wasn't great. Michael J. Fox was precious as always. He is a tiny little nugget.
He is a little nugget.
Tiny.
Yeah. He's a cutie patootie.
Oh, he's so cute.
Now, I think your generation probably thought he was cuter than my generation because he was older than y'all. For us, he was kind of about my age, it always seemed like. So it wasn't like, I think generally you tend to like people who are a little more mature than you or whatever at that time. Yeah. I mean, I always thought he was cute and I liked his work, but I know you really went to the movie to see it. But yeah, I would say if we were Siskel and Ebert, I would give it a thumbs down.
Maybe we would do 1 up and 1 down.
1 up and 1 down, which means neutral.
Exactly. Like crawl, don't run to see this one.
Yeah, or if it's on and it's a rainy day and nothing else is on, turn it on and take a nap.
With today's options, there's probably something else on.
That's true.
All right, let's get into our clues for next week.
All right, clue number 1. There are more fake identities than a witness protection program.
Clue number 2, it involves investigative journalism with a heavy dose of sarcasm.
And clue number 3, it's one of the most quoted comedies of the decade.
And real fans, we hope to see you back here next week. If you haven't yet, please follow, rate, and review the podcast so more people can find our show.
And when you do it, take a screenshot and we're going to send you that Real Sisters sticker. Had fun, sister. Bye, Real fans.
Love you all.